What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Getting Technical, joined by Raleigh and Sam, and we have a special guest, Sean. Appreciate you coming on.
What's going on, guys?
How we doing? Sean is an Eagles fan, and this is the Thursday before the Super Bowl, so we thought it would be cool to have an Eagles fan on to hear his side of the story with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I was talking to a couple people today, and I was like, it's just such a weird feeling because 2017, I was nervous as hell. I was freaking out all week. This week, I'm just so calm. And I don't know if it's because, like, the Eagles have just been killing it all year or whatever, but I'm, like, not nervous. And I think it's just going to be a blowout either way. I don't think it's going to be a close game. We've had too many close games in the last couple Super Bowls.
What made you nervous the first time?
Nick Foles at quarterback.
See, I would think that would be like the opposite, because it's like when you're going in there with Nick Foles, it's almost like you got nothing to lose. Like we're the underdogs, like backup quarterback, and now it's like we've been the best team in football all year, and it's like now I'd be nervous.
Yeah, but like once you're in that game, it's just like that's it. He made it to the Super Bowl. No one expected him to make it to the Super Bowl, but you still got to win it.
Yeah.
No one cares about who came in second.
Did you guys see the statistic with the two teams? Like
like how
everything is identical.
Yes, I saw
They
that.
scored the same amount of points. They had the same record. They had what else was on the statistics? I think whatever, bro. It was like 4 or 5 things identical. Like every number was exactly the same. It's pretty insane.
I could look it up
and then they
real
end
quick,
up matching up in the Super Bowl. And then the whole Andy Reid story too behind it.
And the
like,
Kelsey brothers on top of that.
and the Kelsey brothers. Oh well, that's what it was. It was they had 6 All Pros. They both had 6 All Pros and a Kelsey brother. That was one of the stats.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like so tired of the storyline already, and I mean Raleigh knows because I had him in fantasy this year, but like I've had Kelsey in fantasy the last like 4 or 5 years. I love him. I'll take him whenever. I can't stand this damn storyline. I'm already tired of it.
Yeah.
There's too much shit going on.
Yeah, this is the tweet.
Yeah, so they're both 16-3 overall. Both scored 546 points, 6 All Pros, including a Kelsey brother and their quarterback. AFC is, they were the AFC 1 seed, and then Eagles were the NFC 1 seed. So it's pretty crazy.
It's pretty surprising how I feel like a lot of us expected the Eagles to have a good year, but most people were kind of sleeping. Like I mean, I know we were except for you.
I was very high on the Chiefs, Chargers guy over here.
Yeah.
Oh my!
He was like, "Bro, Staley's gonna win Coach of the Year. Herbert's gonna win MVP. Chargers."
I mean, how many injuries could that team deal with, though?
About the Bills, but he was like, "Nah, the Chiefs."
I was like,
though.
"Chiefs, bro."
Bro, I don't know. Most people were down on the Chiefs this year.
Yeah, but I don't know why, bro. Mahomes.
They lose one player and the whole world goes crazy.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have probably the most underrated defense. No one gives them credit ever. You
No,
talk about Mahomes, you talk about Travis, and no one never talks about their defense.
Yeah, their defense is tough.
And then, bro, McKinnon and
saw
Pacheco were really good this year too. Just
Well,
in
yeah,
that
but nobody knew what
offense.
Pacheco was going to be before the season started. But going back to the defense, they looked like shit when they were playing against the Bills. I mean, Bills and Chiefs went tit for tat for the last fucking 2.5 quarters.
And
Bills got
they
4
lost
straight
it.
touchdowns. Well, I understand, but my point is that you gave up 4 touchdowns to a third-string wide receiver in an AFC Championship game. I mean, and we're supposed to say that the defense is underrated. It was just kind of and also at that point in time, before this playoffs started, Chris Jones had never had a sack. So your best player on an underrated defense had never had a playoff sack before in his entire career.
Yeah, that was crazy when he had 2 sacks last week, and it's been like his 16th or 17th playoff game.
Yeah,
First
that's
time ever
pretty
having a
crazy.
playoff sack.
I mean, he was giving Joe Burrow nightmares last week, though.
Yeah.
I really thought the
He was
Bengals
just
were going.
going
I
off.
really thought the Bengals were going to win that game too.
I mean, if they didn't get cheated, that shit
Oh
was
my
unbelievable.
You think?
I just
You think that it was that bad?
I mean, I don't think it was scripted. I don't think it's the way that everybody was saying it
you
was.
don't
But
agree with Arian Foster.
I mean, I don't agree with that. No, Aaron Foster is fucking out of
You're
this
just
world.
fucking with people. I think.
I just love that everyone's going with it too.
Oh yeah. All the players are tweeting stuff out, players that got hurt, me reading the script before the season started and seeing that I got to tear my ACL. People say wild stuff. But from the point of view of the 3rd and 9 that they had to redo, going towards the enormous amount of flags that the Chiefs were getting that the Bengals weren't getting, the roughing the passer call on the second to last drive that the Bengals have when Joe Burrow got hit in the end zone and they didn't call it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was just instance after instance where it just looked like they wanted the Chiefs to go and they just wanted to have a all these storylines that we were just talking about to happen.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I mean, that dude doesn't make that play at the end of the game. I don't think anyone's saying that. You know, because then it comes down to what, a 60-something yard
the
field
punt
goal.
return?
They got
No,
over.
the penalty.
Offside.
15 yards.
Offsides
yeah,
penalty.
out of
Yeah,
bounds,
yeah. That was
Because then that game
bad.
goes into overtime, and then say the Chiefs do win in overtime, people forget about it. But it's just like all that shit happened like in sequence, and then it led right to like that call, and then a game-winning field goal when they wouldn't have really been in range.
But the Joseph Osai thing also overshadowed the 3 blocking the backs on the punt return that set up the drive to win the field goal anyways. I mean, there was 3 blocking the backs on one play that wasn't called.
But like that happens like almost every play. It's just because the magnitude of the game, and I get it. They showed the replay like 6 times, but like that happens every week in every game in the NFL. There's holding on every play. There's a block in the back or like a borderline, cut block or whatever on every play. I just feel like for them, like I guess
I'm saying in that spot to have 3 clear block in the backs on one of the most crucial plays in an AFC Championship game, and you just decide to leave the flag in your pocket is a little.
Were they
little
all
shaky.
that clear though? I feel like if your helmet's in front, if your helmet's in front of the shoulder pads, doesn't that make it clean?
The helmet's wearing in front of the shoulder pads. That's my point.
On one of them, but the other 2 were like borderline. He was like almost parallel.
All right, almost parallel. All right, so the one in the back where I forgot. I think the guy's number was 47, but he pushed him straight in the back. The gunner on the outside, he got pushed straight in the back, and then I forgot who the punt returner's name was. Was it Tony that was returning punts?
Sky Moore.
Sky Moore. Yeah, Sky Moore. And then he went straight past him down the sideline and sets him up in plus territory.
Yeah. Well,
just wasn't a good look for the NFL all around.
Yeah. Neither was. I mean, the Eagles game sucked because we couldn't even fucking watch the. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
just absolute blowout. I mean, Jalen just keeps proving like he's 15-1 as a starter this year, and I mean, when the Eagles lost. That game against the Commanders was pretty. There was a missed call, and Goddard got hurt on the same play. It was a completely blown face mask call.
Yeah,
pretty clear. And they lost that game because of that call, pretty much. And I mean, Jalen's just proving to everyone this year like he's coming in, putting in work, and that's it. He don't care about the last game or the next game. He just wants to win.
Yeah, people are mad disrespectful to Jalen Hurts.
No,
I've been seeing a lot of clips going around from like the beginning of the year when everyone was like. He's not a franchise quarterback. He's like almost every mainstream, analyst or whatever you want to call them. And then even on top of it, going to the Super Bowl, especially like fools like Nick Wright. Oh, he's so disrespectful to so many people, especially if they're not Mahomes or LeBron. But like, I don't see what else he could do to like earn their respect.
There's like Chris Sims.
What could he do?
Chris Sims was like this week. I think it was like 2 days ago. He was like, "Yeah, like I had all this Jalen like disrespect. Like I'm sorry." And then like 10 minutes later, he's like, "Yeah, well anyone could play quarterback for the Eagles on this team." And I'm like, Gardner Minshew literally lost 2 games with the Eagles.
It just
this year.
doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
so 40
not
points.
anyone. Yeah,
Yeah, he did. That game against the Cowboys was great, but
There are
then they could have
people,
won.
bro.
but-
Pick a side. Like Joe, he was like saying like he was like trying. He named like 20 quarterbacks that he said could take the Eagles to the Super Bowl, and he was naming like, bro, it was like he was saying like Ryan Tannehill. He was saying like Derek Carr, Russell Wilson. I'm just like I just strongly disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's that many, but I definitely do see the side where it's like Jalen Hurts does the bare minimum sometimes, like where he's throwing for like 140 yards and
True, but
But
he's
most
also
of the time
getting
in
it
those
done on the
games, he's
ground,
running
too.
for 80+ yards.
No, I get that, but I mean, their offense obviously and their offensive line kind of.
Yeah, but it's like when Justin Fields runs for 100 yards, everyone is going. They're like, "Oh my God, Justin Fields! He's
think
that's
next.
all he
He's
does.
him." And then it's like Jalen Hurts does the same thing, and he throws. You know,
Just
he
a
doesn't throw for
casual
that many
Sunday
yards. They
for
win
Jalen.
by 30, and it's like, I don't know. He can't really throw the ball that well. Like anyone could kind of work with AJ Brown and fucking Devonta
They do
Smith.
have a loaded team, and they have one of the
yeah,
best offensive
absolutely.
lines in football. They underutilize the shit out of Miles Sanders. That's why you see Jalen Hurts getting 60 to 80 yards rushing per game.
It's not even that they underutilize him, though. It's just like situational stuff where they have 3 good running backs plus Jalen Hurts. So it's just like Boston Scott's the giant killer for a reason. Like he just works in those games for some reason. Like Kenny Gainwell, he's proving it in the playoffs how good he is. And like because of how well Kenny's playing this in the playoffs, like they don't have to re-sign Miles Sanders, and people aren't going to freak out if they don't. So it's just like there's just so many guys who can do so many things on that team, and even like Quez Watkins is their number 3 receiver, and he's nothing special, but he's just like a good role player.
Yeah. Do you put Hurts on the Chiefs, and do they go to the Super Bowl?
No.
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, when Mahomes is the MVP. I mean,
Mahomes is Mahomes. He's his own
He's
level.
the clear best quarterback in football. It's not even close. I mean, he beat Joe Burrow on basically one leg. Like, and people
Yeah.
are saying Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in football.
I think Jalen's pretty easily right now a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he wins the Super Bowl, maybe top 2, top 3. Like, I think it's Mahomes and then everyone else at this point right now. He's been in the AFC Championship game every single year of his career that he started, at least not his rookie year, obviously. But like, just the disrespect. People are saying he's not even top 10. Like, I think he's a superstar right now. He's proved that he's in the Super Bowl. He's 15-1 this year.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I think the disrespect is crazy.
It's
still.
also been since like college, right? Like, I mean, and he's always taken the high road with it.
Yeah, he's
You know,
a
he
great.
got benched for Tua.
He's a great
and he
dude. He's
sat,
never
you
been
know.
in
Did he
trouble
sit
or
the
anything.
whole season that next year because he had to.
Pretty
Yeah, he
sure.
transferred
and he
to
was
Oklahoma,
he was like
yeah.
a good teammate too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went to Oklahoma. He was a Heisman finalist.
Second in the Heisman voting.
Yeah. No, bro, I like him. I said he had the it factor. Like when like people compare him to like Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott, like those guys don't have the it. Like he has the it factor. If we're talking just pure skill and talent from a quarterback, no, I don't think he's up there with the Burrows and the Mahomes and Josh Allen as like a thrower and the way. But I'm saying like he gets the job done the way he does it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's unorthodox from what we're used to. So that's why people say it a lot. But I mean, just watching. I watched all year and just like he's not asked to do that much. He does like exactly what he has to do, and I mean he's in a perfect system, and their offense is run exactly the way he needs it to be. If he was asked to do something else, maybe his stat line or maybe the win-loss would be different. You know, if he was in a different situation. But
You think? Just think about it this way: like if Jalen's on the Ravens, say he just takes Lamar's spot on the Ravens, how well do the Ravens do this year?
not good.
I mean, their receiver.
Well. I mean, Lamar missed a lot of time at the end of the season.
Yeah,
they were winning
that-
games with like Huntley and stuff.
yeah, he was. I
they
mean,
went
he-
10-6 with Huntley playing most of the year.
I don't know
think
about
they-
most of the year. I mean,
He played like 4 games.
yeah,
and
that's what
he
I'm
got
saying.
hurt.
Wait, Lamar didn't play 13. Lamar didn't.
No, Lamar
he didn't
definitely
play
missed that
13
like
games.
Lamar-
6-7 games.
Well, all right,
There's
so he
17,
played.
so he played
yeah,
10.
so he played 10, and he was the MVP for the first 4 of them.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
he was not good for a little. He had a bad streak.
Oh no, I
He was
agree.
not
He
good.
definitely had a bad streak, but I mean,
I just think with that receiving core, it's like kind of hard to do anything.
yeah,
with
Rashad,
that.
I didn't
Rashad
even- I
Bateman
didn't
got
think about the
hurt.
receiving core first.
Mark Andrews was in now the lineup. J.K. Dobbins didn't come back till halfway through the season. I
And he
mean,
got hurt again. I mean, he did well at the end, but yeah, no. I mean, that's a tough situation to put any quarterback in, with the offensive weapons they had. But I don't know. I mean, like there is some situations. Do I think Jalen Hurts could flourish? Sure, but I don't know. I'm excited to see what he does in the Super Bowl. It should be fun. Like,
Yeah. Did you guys see? So apparently there's this picture going around. I saw it on Bleacher Report, like betting on Twitter today, and it was a picture of the leaked Super Bowl script,
oh yeah,
and it
that.
had
Yeah, I
the Eagles
saw that.
winning 37 to
34.
34, and so you can go bet that, and it's like the Eagles to win 37-34 is plus 8,000, and it's now the 4th most bet prop on MGM.
Oh, I did see that actually.
I might have to throw a little money on that. Imagine that's like actually what happens.
there's no shot.
yeah. Well, I mean, now that everybody, I mean,
The NFL wouldn't even let that
yeah,
happen.
the
That's
NFL,
free
would
money
just
for
change
the
with the
sports
script.
book.
Yeah, they would just change the
Have you
script.
seen? You guys have probably seen that, like that dude on Twitter who's predicted like all like the.
You can change tweets.
But
But it'll say at the bottom though that this tweet was edited.
No, there's like a way, bro. You can like, bro. I can
Well,
get on.
you can Photoshop.
I
it
can
too after
Photoshop
that.
and put a date with the same exact
But-
font. None of that shit is ever real.
But
All that shit on Twitter
it's
is fake.
up there
Go to
now.
his-
So
go to
next
his
year
account
it
and
says
see if
the
it's
Bills
pinned.
win. I think.
A lot of people also like tweet out every single possible scenario
Oh, yeah.
and then delete it once whatever
No,
happens.
but this
That's
one is
true,
like
too.
he's picked years of he had.
What the exact score?
No, just the winners.
Yeah,
Just the
he
winners.
picked the winners. Like it was a tweet back in like 2015,
15, I think,
yeah,
yeah.
and he picked like 7 straight winners, and then he
I
had
think
like
next year
years
is
think
before
that's
after
real.
that.
Did he have the Chiefs or the Eagles this year?
The Eagles.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
It didn't say the matchup. It just said the winner.
It's not real, bro.
But that's been going around for weeks. Even if it hasn't, it's been
Bro,
going around for
that
weeks
shit's been
with the
happening
Eagles.
for years. That shit's
I
been
don't know.
happening for years,
I
bro.
don't know,
Those tweets. Twitter just added it where you can say it was edited, but back in the day, you could go into like there was like this software, whatever.
You probably
where-
go into the coding of it.
yeah, the coding, and then you just change it, or you just Photoshop it, bro. Think about.
It's probably not real, but I'm gonna pretend it's real for my amusement.
Yeah, no, I just know because I used to do that all the time and like be like so amazed, like, bro, no fucking way this guy picked all the shit, and then I found someone told me like, bro, like you can just change the shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw one guy bet $2,500 at BetMGM for the first half score to be 0-0.
for this game,
Yeah, it was plus 25,000.
And how much did he put on it?
He put $2,500 on it.
that is not happening.
Drake put a $700K on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
He's actually
On my
a
way
bit,
over here, I
He's
saw
on a
that
bit of a
actually.
streak, I think.
Yeah, he hasn't been that bad recently.
Yeah, he hasn't been bad recently.
He
he's
had
got
some
that
crazy.
steak sponsor-
He had like
sponsorship.
50K. He had like 6 or 7 prop bets, 50K each. I think one was like Mahomes' first touchdown, Kelsey anytime scorer, Chiefs to win every quarter. Like he's just all in on the Chiefs. So
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, what $1 million for him? What it would? That's like what the equivalent to us betting like $10 maybe,
Pretty much.
maybe even less.
No,
Maybe.
maybe like $50
I don't know, bro. He's got so many.
A,
he's
one-
got like
$1 million?
for
that
him?
guy has a
For him,
limited
for
bank.
him, yeah, it's probably like $10 or less.
Nah, no
Bro,
shot.
he's got. Have you seen his plane? He's got a fucking. I don't know what the biggest plane's called, but he's got one customized with the.
He's one of the most
He
streamed.
just-
He's probably the most streamed artist.
No,
in-
I know,
in
but the music
history of
industry
music.
is a little like
Yeah, but doesn't he-
skewed of like the money you actually make, like after all the promos and
That's
the
true.
record deals and paying the labels and stuff like that. Like,
It is.
Well, and then
Drake.
all the-
playing
All
the
the
radio.
sponsorships
It's
and
fucking
everything.
No,
Drake,
that's what I'm
though.
saying is Drake, but I don't know.
Drizzy.
Like
Yo, his music
10
has been
for us?
He
shit
said
for
those
so
the-
for
long.
$1 million.
Those
$10.
Degrassi
10 to $1 million.
reruns are raking in bank for him right now.
And think about all the money that he probably gets from like doing shows and shit like that.
You don't get that much.
What? I thought that's where they make most of their money.
That is where they make most of. That's where they
Yeah,
say they
but-
make most of their money.
Yeah,
Well, like concerts?
Yeah,
When
in
was the last
total like
time he
tours
toured,
and shit.
though?
He had the summer
you got to
16
think what
tour. He
goes
had the
into
Boy
the
Meets World
production. A lot of
tour.
them pay so much for production, like the setup and the set. Like, bro, I forgot what artist it was,
It's
but
probably Kanye. I think he had like a crazy.
it was
expensive
someone,
set.
and bro, like the set was like $1 million. It was like almost like it was close
What,
to like
when he had the
6
floating
figures.
stage and shit?
I don't think it was Kanye. It was someone else. It might have been a girl singer, and like it was just like this whole thing. And
T
the
Swift?
choreography. I don't know, but I just know like they didn't walk away with much after the overhead of what the it costed to
But
do
still-
that at every location.
To do it at every location.
Well, yeah, they did. They tried to keep the tours like.
Well, no, I'm saying, but you're saying in total wasn't that much, even though it was every location, multiple nights in each spot.
'Cause they got to drag it around, bro. When we went,
Because
to
you got to
see-
do it in New York, Florida, Texas, Cali,
Right,
fucking
yeah.
Nashville, wherever.
I saw J. Cole like 3 times on his 2014 Forest Hills Drive one. It wasn't planned like that. Like he showed up at the Drake concert that I was at. Saw him at Farmingdale, but
I was at Farmingdale when he had that concert there.
But dude, we
Was
went to see
P&B
him.
Rock there too?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it was
P&B.
him and P&B Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw him in New Jersey, and he was like his stage at like it was something was wrong with it. We had to stand for like 2 hours just waiting for him.
Wow.
But I think a lot goes into that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The music. I mean, yeah, obviously Drake has a lot of money, but
He's got that. I mean, he's got the most probably outside of like.
Taking me
Jay-Z.
back to the Wiz Khalifa concerts at Jones Beach.
all right. So let's jump into our Super Bowl predictions then. Let's predict a winner and a score.
Ooh, we're doing exact score too.
Yeah, let's do a winner and a score, and then we'll get into all the crazy basketball talk.
Should we wait? Do we want to do our parlays?
We
Do you
can-
want to do that? Down to make a quick parlay.
I'm down.
Yeah. I gotta see what the.
Well, wait, let's do our predictions first. Let's do our
all
predictions
right,
first.
go. I'm just pull up the. So you want to go first? Just going.
I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the. I think the Eagles win this. I think it's gonna be a good game. I do think it's gonna be close. I just think their roster is so stacked, but I mean it could go either way. Obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if Mahomes pulls it off.
What's the score?
The score, I'm gonna go 28-24.
I'm gonna go Chiefs. I'm gonna go 27-23. I say Mahomes has a game-winning drive when they're down 23-20 in the fourth, and he has a game-winning drive to win.
Yeah.
I'll take the Eagles. 31-24.
I got Eagles 34-21.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew needs it down to win it.
Do you think that Mahomes is like? I know he has the extra week off, but I mean, he was like really like struggling at the end of that game. And I know they're gonna, he's gonna have the adrenaline. They're gonna put whatever they need to.
Well, I don't
He
think
didn't take it.
He
He didn't take a
it.
shot for the AFC Championship game.
Didn't.
No.
He just
Nah, he
played
played
on it.
straight up.
That's what they told us.
Well, yeah.
I think he's fine. I think he'll be fine.
My ankle sprain's no joke. He was in pain. You could tell in the end of that game.
Yeah, he was, but
Doing handoffs on one leg.
He's a beast.
Hopping
bro.
around.
He's a beast.
yeah.
No, he's
that
so
one
good.
throw where he like fumbled it. That was hilarious though. He couldn't even dive for the ball because he was like in so much pain.
Yeah.
He couldn't get there.
I know this like encompasses all sports, but like we've been lucky to grow up where we have literally watched either the greatest athlete of all time in its sport or debatable greatest athlete of all time in its sport. With like we got Brady and I mean Mahomes could get there one day. We got McDavid in hockey who could compete with Gretzky. We watch Gretzky. We got LeBron and Jordan, and then baseball we got Trout and I mean who else? I don't really know who else you would consider the GOAT in baseball.
I mean,
but,
Bonds. I mean, just the shit that he was doing.
yeah.
was
I
pretty
think
nuts.
I think he is the best. I don't care, steroids or not, bro. You still gotta hit the ball.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fine. I
Fucking-
mean,
he was the best before the steroids. He
Yeah.
just fucking was keeping up with the times.
yeah,
Because McGuire and Canseco and all those guys, Sammy Sosa, they're all doing it. And like,
yeah.
that was just the era.
We've just really gotten so lucky, like
We've seen
our age, seeing this talent.
yeah, Tiger and Phil,
Yeah.
Federer, Nadal,
Michael Phelps.
Djokovic, Phelps,
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt. Okay, did you see that clip?
Which one?
All right, real quick before we get into the parlays, who do you think are the top 5 athletes of all time?
And we're not talking athletic
Just let-
ability. We're talking about like as an overall athlete, like accolades. And
Everything.
what
And as
what
an
is like
athlete.
the hard like
Like including championships and everything?
yeah,
Including everything.
everything's factored
Jesus.
in every sport.
Athletes across all history, all sports. Who are the top 5?
See, like if it was athletic ability, like LeBron's probably my number one because I think that guy could be a top 5
Well,
talent in
yeah, I mean-
football too.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
Yeah, all right. So, but yeah, athletic ability, accolades, everything.
all right, I'll go probably LeBron, Brady, Jordan, Michael Phelps. I ain't putting no Usain Bolt in there.
Thank you.
The disrespect.
I like
Man's running for 7 seconds. I'm not putting.
I like
crazy.
this guy.
It's crazy. He's the fastest human of all time, but he's not. He's not. The
I
great
factored
athlete.
in. So I
I
had
can hop in a car and be faster than him. I don't care.
The disrespect is just crazy.
bro. I had this. So I had Jordan.
There's a
LeBron,
guy down the street who weighs 600
Brady,
pounds
and
and
then I had
hops in the
Tiger
car,
Woods.
He's
Just
a
because the
phenomenal
degree
athlete.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
factoring in the degree of difficulty of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So that's why me and Sam had the argument. He's saying Bolt over Brady, but I'm saying what is harder? If they're both the best at what they do, what is harder? This guy running in a straight line or Tom Brady playing quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, definitely.
Or
Brady.
Tiger Woods fucking winning the U.S. Open?
It's Sam. It's obviously hard to be the fastest man of all time, but like, how long was his career? Like, he wasn't the fastest man of all time. Like, he wasn't winning races 23 years into his career.
I mean, how long have the Olympics been going on?
Since the fucking
the original sport.
And he is the fastest person to ever compete in any Olympic ever. He holds almost every single world record. He has multiple gold medals, but he's not the greatest athlete
how
of all
often
time.
do you watch track?
Oh, never. But I know that he holds records.
But I'm just saying, and also, how much of genetics go into that?
Plenty. But that's why I said I put LeBron in there. I have who was mine?
You didn't have
LeBron.
Brady.
I didn't have Brady. You're right. I had LeBron, Tiger, Bolt.
He's the best at the hardest thing to do in all the sports. The hardest thing to do in all athletics, in the history of athletics, he's the best at it. Of every sport ever played. I think playing quarterback in the NFL is the hardest thing to do.
Does Brady have more Super Bowls than any other team in the league? Like Brady himself?
Tied.
He's tied with the 49ers?
Well, who else
No,
has 7?
no, nobody.
Everyone else has 6, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Steelers-
Patriots have 6,
six-
Niners have 6.
And what do the Steelers have?
No, Niners,
Steelers are close.
Niners, it's the Steelers and the Patriots are the only teams that have
Have
6
six,
Super
okay.
Bowls. The Cowboys,
Niners.
So Brady has more Super Bowls than any other
all
team.
have 5.
Brady himself has more Super Bowls than it.
And he's been to, what, 10?
Yeah, he's been in 10,
And
yeah.
he's been to 10.
Yeah, he's been
7
on
and 3 in Super Bowls.
How many gold medals does Usain Bolt have?
probably 12.
He ran 12 races in the Olympics.
So Michael Phelps has more gold medals than
They
Usain
only
Bolt.
happen
The most
once
gold
every
medals.
4
Although
years.
Katie Ledecky might be getting close to him.
Well, Katie Ledecky's just a freak.
She's different. She's really built different.
But Bolt isn't a freak.
Bolt is a freak.
Oh, he is, but I'm just
Well,
factoring
Katie
in the
Ledecky
degree
is
of
like-
difficulty.
Like far and like no one even compares to Katie Ledecky in women's swimming. Like there's not even a
But
there's
the thing
no
is,
debate.
everyone could go outside and run, and there's only one person who's the fastest at it ever, and that's him.
I still don't think he's a
that
top
that you
5
guys
athlete.
know of.
Yeah.
I think that we know about him if he was faster than you.
I would think.
Bolt.
Yeah,
Not
that's what I'm
necessarily.
saying.
I think we would. He's
Bro, if there was a guy back in you said all of time since the Olympics started back in Athens and shit like that, you don't tell me you can't. How do we know there wasn't a motherfucker
No one was
sprinting?
faster than Usain Bolt.
I think I
I
wouldn't
can
even say
promise
I wouldn't
you nobody
I wouldn't
plays
say
quarterback like Brady.
I wouldn't say that far back though because like I mean just like human evolution, genetics, and all that shit.
But you got to think those
So within
motherfuckers
the
were
last-
running from like
within the last
saber-tooth
150
tigers.
They run for
years.
distance.
Someone will break Usain Bolt's record one day.
And somebody may break Tom Brady's record. of
Someone
7 Super
may.
Bowls.
Someone may, but it's almost guaranteed that someone will be faster than Usain Bolt.
It's debatable. People said the same thing about Kareem's scoring record. They said that was one of the most unbreakable records in all of sports. But now there's a big asterisk around the possibility of somebody winning 7 Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes has been to 3 in the last 5 years.
He has one.
He's 1-1.
All right, but my point is that he's been to 3. He's won 1. He has the opportunity to win another, and if he wins 2 in 5 years, he's on track to match up with Brady.
Sure. And then I would put Patrick Mahomes over Usain Bolt as well
I would put him over Brady too then.
because of the degree of difficulty of what he's achieving. That shit is very hard.
If we want to talk
It's
about
debatable.
runners
'Cause
too,
also,
we could
Tom
also-
Brady's best performance in all of Super Bowl history, he lost. That's another thing.
I mean, what are we comparing performance stats
Yeah, that's how you perform.
Mahomes
It's
also-
quantified in stats.
or coming back from 28-3 at the half? I think that's pretty impressive.
That is
bar none
pretty
the
impressive.
stats. Fuck the stats, bro. The guy came back down 28-3.
Yes, I understand.
But-
He also had 505 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl and lost.
All right.
If you're reading our comments, though, most of the people were hating on the Brady choices.
Well, yeah, because
A lot of
people
us
are like,
had
bro, he's
Brady.
not athletic,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of
But it
fucking
kinda like,
idiots.
But if you
Like,
wanted
no
to make
shit,
a
he's
running
not the most
argument-
athletic.
Yeah, like
could
I mean,
also-
yeah, you know, I'm not saying that.
No,
I just
I know
don't think
that.
he's top 5.
I think it's because you're
Is
a
he
Jet
6?
fan.
Is he 6, 7?
Probably.
No, I openly admit. I've said on this podcast before. I think Brady's the GOAT.
Well, that's undisputable at this point.
That's what I'm saying though. But if I'm taking into account accomplishments, longevity, athletic ability, Usain Bolt's measurements don't stack up.
Not
They do.
longevity.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying the guy runs
it
in a
for a
straight
while.
line, bro, for 8 seconds.
what about where would you put?
Occasional circles.
What are your
and
thoughts
relays.
on?
Yeah, occasional
have you ever
circles.
heard of Eliud Kipchoge? He's the best marathoner of all time.
No.
He's the only human to ever run under 2 hours in the marathon. So his average pace per mile was 4 minutes and 34 seconds for 26.2 miles.
Yeah, it takes me 4 minutes to get my shirt on.
Yeah, bro. Like it really. People thought that it wasn't going to be like humanly possible for a while. Because you basically like for a lot of people like seriously most people especially like they couldn't run probably 100 meters at the pace that he ran for 26.2 miles. It's fast.
Yeah, I've
It's
seen
really
people
fucking
try that
fast.
on the like on treadmills and shit
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
the Kipchoge challenge.
There's
where
some
you see how
treadmills that
long
don't
you
even
can
go up that
yeah,
fucking high.
They don't go that fast. It's crazy. But I think like the biggest thing is like there's just a lot of like amazing athletes. You can make an argument like you could if you really took the time to like research and get like all the information, you could probably make an argument for like 15 to 20 athletes that they deserve to be like in a conversation of top 5.
Should ask Chat GPT.
Yeah.
Should.
They'd write a nice little essay about that.
Mhm.
That shit is crazy.
I
bro.
tried to go on it the other day, but the server was full.
That happened to me too. Every time I've tried to use it, it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
AI stuff freaks me out.
Yeah, it does.
It's crazy.
It's
I
fucking
heard
freaky.
one of my professors was telling me that Columbia is allowing it because they were like, we know the students are going to use it to write their papers, so we got to just find a way to work with it rather than like because we're not going to. They said that like they can tell that like the chat GPT wrote it because of how good the paper is. They said like the average student cannot write that well. Like no matter who you are, it's like too far advanced. And but they said like there's no way to like penalize them because like how can you really tell? Because there's no like plagiarism on it.
Right. And if they come in as freshmen using it, and that's just how every single one of their papers
like, what
look,
are you gonna do?
The only thing you could do is you have to stand behind them and watch and have them rewrite a paper on the same exact topic.
You can't do that.
Exactly.
That's like
it's not a
setting
thing.
rules and like.
I'm pretty sure that you
there's
can
no
put
way around
in
it.
your past work so it can, like, write in your style, if that makes sense.
It's crazy.
It's able to learn
Did you
like
see
patterns.
Some
in the way
kid
you
at
write.
like I don't know if it's UCLA or one of those schools. He made an anti-chat GPT. So it's like something that you can like plug in the paper and it'll tell you if it was written by Chat GPT.
Wow.
Like the biggest narc of all time, or narc.
All right.
I got a parlay.
All right, you got it. Let's hear
I
it.
got you guys with a can't lose parlay.
Here we go.
So we got 6 legs on FanDuel for plus 202. We got Patrick Mahomes, 225 plus passing yards. Goddard, 25 plus receiving yards. A.J. Brown, 50 plus receiving yards. Travis Kelce, 50 plus receiving yards. Miles Sanders, 40 plus rushing yards. And then we got Eagles plus 10.5. Safe. Probably will still lose.
Yeah, you think.
But
I think it's safe.
You know,
That's
plus
usually when you
202 is not
lose.
bad.
It's not, I mean, what are you gonna put on it?
15. 15
So
to
what
win
you get?
30. So I'll win total. I'll have $45. I'm not gonna give a plus 500 parlay. I locked it in. I just locked it in right there.
All right.
Money in the bank.
I'll do mine.
Definitely gonna lose that bet within the first like. I don't know. Someone's gonna get out with an injury.
Probably.
Dude, me and Blaze have been doing a lot of like the prop basketball parlays. We're on a roll, really doing well. I think I've lost like 8 straight, and we'll lose by like it'll be like Evan Mobley needed 10 rebounds and he got 9, and like 5 other legs hit and he misses by 1. The other day he had one. It was like 5-6 legs hit. The only thing he needed was Anthony Edwards 20 plus points. He had 19 in the third. Didn't
Wow.
get another point and lost the bet.
And he started his sentence saying 6 leg parlay lock. He hasn't fucking won one in 3 weeks.
You're like that calling our shot guy. He sucks. That guy sucks.
He's not bad. It's impossible to like, bro. Like, there's no.
But I'm saying for like, I just don't understand like the people that like, bro, he built a fucking empire like overnight because like he hit a few bets in a row, and then bro,
Yeah.
the guy lost like 15 in a row, and he's like, you know, the NBA is the whatever he calls it, the National Blowout Association. It's like,
No, but that's part of the reason why we were actually losing our bets because you know we had Cavs players in 2 games in a row, and we needed like 1 rebound, 1 point. But their starters didn't play in the fourth quarter because they were up by 30 both games.
yeah.
It stings.
I
But that's why, bro, Vegas always wins. The house always wins.
I just put one together for plus 1,200. It's also a 6-leg parlay. Got Eagles money line, Travis Kelce to score touchdown anytime, Devontae Smith touchdown anytime, the over in the game, which is 51.5, Patrick Mahomes over 250 passing yards, and Travis Kelce alternate receiving yards plus over 75.
And what is the odds?
Plus 1,200.
Okay. I'm about to finish mine right now. I'm going to take Kansas City Chiefs. So mine is plus 800. 6 leg. So I got Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown scorer. Mahomes, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Kelce, 60 receiving yards. A.J. Brown, 40 receiving yards. Patrick Mahomes, 225 alternate passing yards. And then the Chiefs' money line. It's not that crazy.
I like
And
that.
what'd you say it was
except for
plus
Chiefs money line.
600?
800.
Plus 800?
I'm going to throw
I just put 12 on mine.
$100 on that. No, just kidding.
Yeah, dragging.
I was gonna say that podcast money.
Yeah, right.
All right, I got a 5-leg parlay. 25 to win 407. Eagles minus 1.5. Jalen Hurts 200 yards passing. Jalen Hurts 50 plus yards rushing. Isaiah Pacheco anytime touchdown scorer, and Eagles second half points over 13.5.
Okay.
Second half is always where the points come in the Super Bowl.
Odds that any of our parlays hit.
Yeah, I think I have great fucking odds.
Odds that any of them hit.
I'm gonna do $10 for 80. Fuck it.
Send that one. Send that one.
The one I did.
Yeah.
Plus.
Oh, so you're on the Chiefs now.
Plus 115.
No, I'll ride with all your parlays.
Plus 115. That at least one of them hits.
Plus 150.
I'm probably gonna. I've been saving a little bit to put some good money on the Eagles this weekend. Probably put 100 on Eagles minus 2.5. It's probably like plus 100 because minus 1.5 is the base. But
Yeah.
See, if I was in your position, I would hedge my happiness.
I wouldn't.
I would bet on the other team.
No, it's
'Cause I
either
always-
it's either
that's
I'm
bad luck.
it's either I'm incredibly happy or incredibly sad. There's
You
no
gotta
in
pick
between.
one, yeah.
If you're someone like me, you lose a lot of your bets. So, bro, I do that with the Knicks.
If you're
now.
someone like you, your team's just not going to the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals or whatever you want.
That's good. That's a
You
good
also
one.
just said that you've lost like 7 bets in a row.
Which is why I would do that, bro. This is what we've been doing because the Knicks blow all the late games. I'll throw $5-10 on the other team to come back in the fourth quarter if it's a close game. Knicks are 2 for 2 in those games. We might win the finals if I keep it up like this. Josh Hart's gonna become an All NBA player.
Also, the other night, I had Rangers. I got them at plus 360 after they.
You're doing GT right now?
Yeah, you're live. Say what's up.
Oh, shit. What the fuck is good, baby? That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Who you got? Chiefs. Yo, Chiefs or Eagles? And what's the score?
I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Oh, fuck you, Jake.
I think it's gonna be a nail biter. I do. I think it's gonna be 28-28. We're gonna go to overtime, and then Mahomes is gonna bring it home.
Beautiful.
If it goes to overtime and I'm sitting in my room in the fucking pitch black, I might just turn the TV off.
Wow.
Go to bed.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere else.
No,
I was like,
I wanted to control myself. But
All right, cuz I'll call you after. Thanks for your input.
I thought you were going to a dark place. I was like,
No,
out of the podcast.
ever since the 2017 Super Bowl run, I have a little tradition of watching Eagles playoff games in my room in the dark, just TV on. No phone, no nothing.
Wait, you're not gonna watch it with
Superstition.
anyone? You're just gonna watch it at home?
No.
Are you guys watching
I'll be
it here?
watching it in my room.
No?
I'm cool with that. That's how.
Oh,
that's
Obi's
kind of
having
like
people
similar to what I do for Ranger games. I have to stand up, like fucking like 5 feet away from the
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
for at least the first period.
No, I do my best not to pace, but I usually just lay in bed and just hope for the best. But
High pressure games were like, some part of me is just like, if like the only team that I've really witnessed it recently was like the Mets. I don't even want to watch sometimes. Like it's like
It's too
out of sight,
baseball's
out of mind.
baseball's way too stressful because one swing changes everything.
Bro, with them, even when I'm like, if we're like betting on a game or something, it's like I'd rather just not look. Like I don't want to follow it because then I'm like, if I lose and it's over, or my team loses, like whatever, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
When you see it, I feel like it stings. So
I can't do that, bro. I was at 2 different weddings last year. I was fucking locked into the Rangers each time. It was right in the middle of the playoffs. I was watching.
I went to a wedding in October, and it was during the major UFC card. Like it was the most stacked UFC card maybe ever, and it was a midday card because the show was in Abu Dhabi. So
yeah.
I had to leave to go to a wedding. So I was literally driving with it on my phone on ESPN Plus, trying to listen and safely drive.
That was
But
when
I just
Sugar
can't.
Sean fought, right?
Yeah,
Sugar
yeah.
Fought. Yeah, that was in,
Sean
like,
versus
October.
O'Malley. Yeah, that was a crazy card.
Yeah, I was at one wedding for Rangers Penguins Game 7, and then at the other wedding it was Rangers Lightning Game 4.
Rangers Penguins Game 7. I probably just wouldn't have gone to the wedding.
Dude, I was locked in every time Kara asked me to get up to dance. I was like, just go away, go over there. And I was like, during intermission, you know what the funniest thing was? And that was the Panarin like game winner on the power play. The entire time, anytime she went up to any of the bars or any of the hostesses, all of them watching the game. the DJs were watching the game. They had it on at one point in overtime. They put it on like the big screen behind them. And it was just fucking nuts. And I remember going to Game 1 for that Penguin series, getting tickets all the way up in the fucking nosebleeds, and sneaking down into I think we were in section 106 for second period, third period, and all 3 overtimes.
Fire. I've never been to a hockey game.
Oh, they're the most electric sporting events.
Hockey is probably my favorite sport to like fully watch. Like I can watch any team play. I mean, I can watch football, but like I'll watch Red Zone on Sundays because it's less. You don't really have to pay attention as much. But like hockey, I can watch any team, any game, and enjoy it.
I don't think I've ever watched a hockey game other than that time when we were here.
Really?
Yeah.
I've
been.
I played like NHL
third.
2K4. That was like my favorite game. PS2. I remember that. But
I've been to like 3, I think. I don't know. It's like all right. I went to. I think they've all been Islanders games. The second one I went to was somewhat recent, and they scored 3 goals. The Islanders won. I missed every goal. I had to get up. I got up one time because some dude had to get past me, so I went like this for a second. They scored. I went to the bathroom one time during the game. They scored, and then I don't even. Maybe I missed. Maybe I saw the third one, but it was like I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
well,
I missed every goal. It's fucked up, but it's a cool experience, I guess.
all right, let's transition. NBA. A lot happened yesterday and this morning. Well, overnight
and the other day.
and the other day.
This whole week.
So where do we start? I guess we could start briefly. We'll start with LeBron. Okay, LeBron passed Kareem, all-time leading scorer. I think he ends the argument that people say he's not a scorer because he is. He has. I saw Skip and Shannon arguing about it,
Shocker.
Yeah.
and
right.
they were saying because Skip was like, Michael Jordan has 10 scoring titles. LeBron has one. And, you know, Shannon's argument was you don't need to win the title, right, or be the league leader to be classified as, like, the best of that category because he brought up Hank Aaron and Barry Bonds.
Right.
And he was like, they let in home runs, you know, not that often.
A couple times in collective of 30
those
years.
are the 2 leading home run hitters in MLB history. And then, Skip was like, oh, you can't compare the 2 sports, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, for people to say that LeBron is not a scorer, even Kevin Durant said the other day, he was like, bro, LeBron has always been a scorer. He's just a scorer that could pass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, I mean, I think it's cool that we literally got to witness the entire thing. I thought it was pretty crazy. Me and you were talking about it, how they did like that whole ceremony like mid-game. Felt like fucking 2K.
That was way
bro,
too much.
what is going on?
Apparently they do that for apparently they did that for Steph Curry last year. I don't remember them.
Yeah, they did. I
I
think they did. I think Ray Allen came out on the court and they like took a picture of like a jersey with like however many.
And that was at the Garden, right?
It was. It was at the Garden.
It was so bizarre to watch that though. It's like he just scores that, and it's like I figured he was just gonna like everyone was gonna kind of like dap him up, and like maybe like he'd go over to his family, and then I thought that they were gonna do everything after the game. Maybe it's because the Lakers were like losing, so that.
Did you guys see that picture? Obviously, the Thomas Bryant part is all time funny.
Oh, that's
but
phenomenal.
there's the picture of everybody with their phones out, and then the one dude just sitting there, and then it was Phil Knight. It was
Phil Knight,
it was the Nike owner, and a lot of people were just like, yeah, that old guy was just sitting there without his cell phone.
Like, you idiots.
I'm like, you don't know who that is? Like
The guy that fucking
literally
started this
signed
shit.
LeBron at 16, 17 years old.
Signed Michael Jordan.
Yeah, everyone fucking.
He started all of it.
Those are the jerseys worn in the NBA now. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't see the ceremony. What did they do for him?
bro, it was like they had this whole like montage on the screen. Kareem came out. They
His
like
whole family came
handed the
out.
ball. He was like passing down the torch.
And
to
they did
him.
this all mid-game.
like at half
after
court,
he did-
center
right after he
court.
scored.
Like the entire couple front rows like stormed the court. All the media was on the court. They Adam Silver was on the court, like dap LeBron up. Then they were taking pictures. Bronny was on the court. It was like this
That's
whole
wild.
thing.
Do you guys? I don't mean to transition back to football, but you guys remember when Drew Brees broke the passing yard record and they handed him a fucking piece of paper?
Yeah, but his
Like
family,
mid-game,
his family also came out on the field.
It was like a minute,
they gave
1
him
or
the
2
game
minute
ball.
thing.
Yeah, it was a one or two minute.
But they handed him a
dragged
piece of
him.
paper and he lost the record like the next week. Brady broke the record the
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah,
It's just funny, that's really what it is. But kind of like we were talking about this when it happened, like it was like he needed 36 points, which is a lot of it's a lot, and it was like he kind of like 200 media members were coming to the game. I think his mom, his family, his former coaches, everyone was there, and there was a lot of people like I don't know if he'll break it, but like I mean he easily did it in 3 quarters, and it really felt like if he wanted to, he could score 35, 40 a night effortlessly.
He's shown it this
Yeah.
year how well he's been playing with probably one of the worst rosters he's been a part of.
Yeah.
It's great. He's always done it in like the finals and playoff games, especially like in the recent years.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's like no one can really stop him at 38. It's crazy.
No. Bro, he asked Bronny and them before the game. He was like, "Should I do it?" And he was like, "Yeah, do it." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna do it." Like
He's just such a literally like one of the greatest athletes we'll probably ever see. He's insane.
And then when he
Yeah.
scored 2 points in the fourth,
yeah,
which is weird because they needed baskets. It's like it was so funny because like Russell Westbrook. I mean, obviously we'll talk about that after. It was like it looked like he was not trying to pass the ball to LeBron at all. Like dudes like him, Thomas Bryant, like Pat Bev.
What do you think of AD
Schroeder.
fucking sitting down there in the whole thing though?
yeah, he was sitting down.
That's
Weird.
embarrassing. That's embarrassing. He'll never be able to live that down.
Yeah,
Was he
because
just pissed or was he like?
Did
Some
you-
people were like,
he
he's
just
just taking in the moment. I don't know.
Did you guys
bro,
see
he
that?
didn't even look. He
was
was
walking-
he was watching the screen.
And then he was walking. He was watching the screen.
And then he sat
Everybody
down.
else gets up, and then he sits down.
Did you guys see that clip where he was LeBron went up to him? I don't know if this was before or after. I didn't watch the game, but he LeBron put his arm around him and was like, "I still love you, bro. Don't worry." You guys didn't see that?
Mm-mm.
There was
I saw him say something
LeBron
about,
was
"I love
mic'd
you."
up and everything. He was like, "I still love you, bro. Don't worry." It was just weird, a whole weird situation.
Yeah, it really is.
I wish the bucket would have been a dunk.
That would have been crazy.
Because like that would like that type of shot was more of like a Jordan, like Kobe-esque shot. Like I just went
Yeah.
because like we just know, you know what I'm saying, like LeBron, like that would have been fire. Like if he just like went into the lane and like
Yeah,
threw
there
a
was
crazy
bets
dunk.
on how he was gonna do it.
Yeah, all like micro bets.
Yeah, like is it gonna be a layup, a dunk, a three, a free throw?
Man, if he did
Then
that
there
shit
was,
on a
like, a
layup,
other-
Yeah, no, it had to have been like.
People were
I-
saying they should be a fuck you three for the game winner.
oh, with the.
Yeah,
move.
where he looks at the ball, spins in, and steps back for three. That shit would have been nuts.
I hate that move. Okay, so then I guess we could talk trades. Lot happened. Lot of movement. Lot of big time players going to the West. So I guess we could start with the Kyrie trade after he requested a trade, and then they ship him to Dallas. And now you got Kyrie and Luka in the backcourt, which I see a lot of people talking about how like, oh, it's not going to work. Luka's ball dominant. Kyrie needs the ball. But it's like, one, we've seen this type of duo work before with LeBron and Kyrie.
We've also seen it with Luka. I mean, Brunson is obviously not Kyrie Irving,
Yeah,
but he's
exactly.
a ball-dominant guard, and they both thrived together last year and made the Western Conference Finals. Like,
Yeah, I think,
it's
and
essentially similar to what
I
that happened last year.
and I think Kyrie's like substantially a better shooter than Brunson.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like they basically upgraded that duo, but at the same time, losing Dorian Finney-Smith, he's a nice rotation player. Losing Dinwiddie, who was having a really nice year for them.
Yeah.
Definitely stings, but, I mean, that duo is crazy.
Yeah, I think a big difference between Brunson and Kyrie obviously is Kyrie knows how to play as a number one star. So and Brunson really didn't. So he kind of fit that secondary role and stepping back for Luka originally. And yeah, Kyrie's done it now with KD and LeBron. But to do it with somebody who is now younger than him, has been in the league for less years, has seen basically a fraction of the amount of playoff games and big time moments, it's a little bit of a different situation for him.
I just think Kyrie. I think Kyrie's like, yes, he has a lot of shit going on and people slander. I get it. Like, sure, he might be a distraction, but I think it like, bro, when the guy's on the court, like, you can't say anything about it. Like, you can't say anything. I think him and Luka will find a way to make that shit work. And you just got to think with Luka's passing ability and Kyrie's ability to shoot off the ball and playing off the catch and playing off the dribble, obviously. Bro, I think that's like even Draymond said it. Draymond was like, because they asked him like about the trade, and Draymond's like, I don't love it. And he wasn't saying for the fact of them together. He was saying, I don't love it because that's going to be fucking hard to guard.
Yeah.
I like the move. I like Kyrie in Dallas. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, if they had to go somewhere, I mean, I
it's probably
obviously-
them or the Suns.
Well, I wanted him to go to the. I wanted Kyrie to go to the Lakers. You know, I would have loved that, but I'm saying him in Dallas. I think that's like a.
Apparently
just a
he
cool
was
duo.
open to going with the Lakers, and Joe Tsai just
He
didn't,
didn't want to.
happen.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I don't blame him either.
I mean,
If
he's
I
a
was
fu-
in his
he's a
position,
fucking-
I'd be like, yo.
He's a fucking clown for that, though.
Who?
The amount of Joe Tsai, the amount of shit that he's.
Oh, they're all petty. Danny Ainge did the same shit with the Knicks this summer. They all do it. It's
There's
just-
a
it's
difference
just some
between
are
a
more
Celtics
reported
Knicks
than others.
rivalry and just being petty towards a player who.
No, it wasn't Celtics Knicks. It was Jazz. It was for Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
A couple
They
days ago,
sat,
I
like,
forgot that
courtside
Danny
at the
Ainge left the
game or
Celtics.
something.
I know.
You're not
They
alone.
were pissed about that.
Yeah.
But it's like they all do it. It's just more vocal, I feel like, in other situations. I don't really blame him. Kyrie was a pain in the ass to deal with. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think that the offer that the package they got from the Mavs is probably better than the Lakers package. I don't think they wanted Westbrook. So if they were gonna get, would they have given them both those picks unprotected?
I think it was like Austin Reeves.
It was Austin Reeves. It was that other dude that like I don't even know his name, but like he's been out for a little while. He's been like hurt. What's his name? I forgot his name, but he's like another role guy, right? And then the two first round picks.
Yeah.
Were they protected?
Oh,
or-
it was Lonnie Walker.
No,
I think
no. It was another guy. It was the other guy that's been playing, bro. I forgot his name.
Was the guy with the hyphenated last name?
Not Juan Toscano. No,
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
He just got moved.
yeah, he did. I forgot who the other guy was, but it was Reeves and then this other guy, and that's I forgot who was talking about, and it's like that's what held you guys back from like because supposedly the Lakers didn't pull the trigger. The Lakers
I
didn't.
saw reports from both sides, but honestly, like even if they pulled the trigger, like that Mavs trade, especially if you're under the impression that you might be keeping KD at the time, which we don't know. I mean, they got 2 solid role players, and they got a first round pick, and they got 2 seconds, 1 or 2 second round picks.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it was for since Kyrie, especially with him expiring, like, and he's not going to resign. I don't think it was a bad return, but I mean, you don't have Kyrie anymore, so
In the Mavs sense, though, like the Mavs have to do anything they can to keep Luka happy, and if getting Kyrie, like, just to show Luka, like, if this is what you want, this is what you're gonna get. Like, see what you can do with him. Like, that's just what they had to do. So,
Yes.
they need Christian Wood to step up and Tim Hardaway Jr. in the playoffs.
Yeah, we were saying
They
that
really
in the
want a
offseason.
chance.
I just looked it up. So apparently it was Westbrook, Austin Reeves, Max Christie, and 2 firsts.
That's a dude.
Max Christie.
Christie.
He's been playing well, I believe.
Yeah, he has been, but it's just like if you can fucking get Kyrie, that's like the same thing with KD. So
I think another report came out that the Lakers were hesitant because they didn't really because Kyrie was seeking like a $200 million contract extension or contract after the season, and they were like, I don't know. But do you guys think there's a possibility of this backfiring for the Mavs? Like the Kyrie thing doesn't go well.
Yeah,
He
for
sure,
sure.
and then they don't
It's Kyrie.
resign
And then
him.
Luka's just pissed. He's like, we suck. Like we
Yeah.
don't have Kyrie. You
They'll
didn't
probably
re-sign
end up asking
Brunson
for a fucking
last
trade.
year. And then
Yeah.
he asked for a trade. And I know a lot of people like the Knicks, but I don't think Mark Cuban would trade with the Knicks. I'll say that after the Brunson thing.
It's possible. The
But
Lakers.
yeah, I mean, Luka could ask out if it doesn't work out, which it's a risky move. I mean, Kyrie, it hasn't worked out in the last 2 places he's been.
no. Yeah, but we'll see. I think it's gonna be fun. I hope Dallas should make the playoffs now, but
I think they're 30-26, so they'll probably
Yeah.
get it.
They were the 5th seed. I think I looked before. I think they're the 5 right now
okay.
in the West.
I know they
won
were
last night
struggling
without
for a little
Luka as
while, but and then obviously probably the biggest trade is the Kevin Durant to Phoenix, which was crazy. Everyone kind of woke up this morning and was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Because that just someone like that just doesn't get moved like that casually because nobody
top
really
3
saw
player
that
in the
coming.
league.
Yeah, like they're just kind of like really out the blue.
Especially after they traded Kyrie, they said that they were gonna talk and sit down with KD and figure out how they were gonna be able to build around him.
Right.
And then not even fucking a couple hours later, he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, then they showed Kyrie talking about. He was like, "Yo, I'm just glad he got out of there." So there's probably some internal shit going on.
Oh, yeah.
In Brooklyn where KD probably wasn't that happy, and I'm sure KD and I think they have a pretty good relationship. So it seemed like they were obviously talking behind closed doors, and like they both kind of wanted to find a way to get out of there.
I don't know if this was before the trades happened or if this was. I don't know if this was like after Harden got traded or if it was today. But like Harden was even talking about like I'm glad they got out of there or they should get out of there, something like that. But there's just probably so much shit going on in Brooklyn that no one knows about because it's closed door stuff. But like that organization is just a shit show. It has been since KG and Ray Allen went there and Paul Pierce.
Yeah, that
I
was the
listening
start
to
of it.
The radio with Michael K show, they were talking about how like 2 of arguably like the worst trade situations that have happened in like recent NBA history have to do with the Nets, and they're on the wrong side. Recent like free agent and trade.
Yeah.
Because they traded those 3 firsts, which turned into Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And they got the KG, Paul Pierce, Darren Williams, Brooke Lopez, Joe Johnson shit that didn't work out at all. Then they kind of rebuilt themselves without the picks. Then they got rid of D'Lo after they made the playoffs and shipped all those guys out. They signed KD, they signed Kyrie, traded for Harden, and within like 18 months, the shit just fell apart completely.
Yeah.
KD and Kyrie played 74 games together.
Yeah, they were like 50 something and 30.
Yeah.
Or 29.
They
or
paid
something
what,
like
like 30 something games with Harden.
Yeah,
And they like lost like 3 games together all
yeah.
that.
I wrote down the trade that it said KD, Harden, and Kyrie all got traded at the same time. It was KD, Harden, and Kyrie for Ben Simmons, who sucks, Seth Curry, who's hurt role player, Drummond, who sucks now, Dinwiddie and DFS are both decent role players, Michael Bridges, good player, Jay Crowder already traded to the Bucks for 5 second-round picks, Cam Johnson, good role player, and 7 first-round picks.
Yeah.
That who knows what they're going to do with those things.
Yeah.
It's not good for them.
And I feel like NBA is so hit or miss in the draft. Like, a guy could be a top 5 pick and then just never do anything.
Yeah. Usually, like at least in the NFL, it's like, all right, you're like a first round pick is usually like a guy.
Yeah.
You know, like
Unless you're the
like
Jets.
even at the end of the first
Drafting's
round,
like
like
this.
for the most part, like it's gonna be like a guy. I mean, other than like a receiver, you know, you take a chance on a guy, but more often than not,
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
yeah.
But which is why it's so surprising that these players, that guys like Jay Crowder, are getting traded for 5 second-round picks. Like, what is the purpose of that? The second-round picks, you barely get any star players in the first round. Now you're gonna, now I got 5 second-round picks.
Well, I think they're just gonna use those. Now they have more ammunition to make trades in the offseason.
That's basically what they're for.
How are you gonna trade a second-round pick for an actual NBA star?
Well, you
You just
package
did it. Well, not a star, but
And
like
you
use it
package
for role
it, though.
players. Really,
You know what I'm
to
saying? You package
But they're not in a position to trade for a role player now. Now they need
the
stars.
Nets?
Yeah, the Nets.
but it's
Yeah,
like-
but I'm saying now you can package, Dinwiddie, a first and a second, and try to get someone, or first and 2 seconds. It just makes the trade like a little bit more like,
appealing.
I
I
guess.
just throw that shit around like fucking candy.
Well, it's like, what are you really
Basically.
gonna get for Jay Crowder? So he's been sitting out. He hasn't even been playing for Phoenix.
He probably told Brooklyn, "Yo, I'm not playing here."
He's
either.
not worth the first.
Or Brooklyn probably told them like,
realistically.
look, we're not keeping you for long.
Well, I think, Brooklyn still should make the playoffs.
They're not a bad. They got talent. Like they
No.
have a nice role player.
Which is why I'm saying they
And
shouldn't.
the
They
East is
shouldn't
obviously
continue to
pretty
mortgage.
weak now.
Oh, it's so weak.
Yeah, it's very top heavy with Boston and Milwaukee.
That's it. Knicks.
The
Knicks aren't
Sixers
that
is
great.
probably the next best team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Sixers, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got like the second half, which is like the Knicks, the Heat,
the Raptors, I guess. I don't know.
yeah,
why
even
they
though
didn't
Cleveland.
trade
I don't know why
him.
they didn't trade
Cleveland, yeah.
OG. Like what was going on with that?
They
Did
wanted, the Bulls and the Raptors should have traded. They made trades today. I don't know why they did. They're stuck, and they're not even as good as like the Knicks. They're just. I think the Raptors could be. The Bulls are just not good. Like
No.
they're just very, very, very mediocre.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the Heat didn't make any trades too.
Yeah. Well, people said they were trying to get Fred from the Raptors.
Yeah.
Because Kyle Lowry's just been a shit show with them. I don't know. I was actually Keith has texted me about the Knicks, and he was saying he was like, I don't know why, but I want Levine, and he was talking about how all the talent is like leaving the East, and it's like obviously like the Knicks are still not in that tier, but I mean teams get injured all the time in the playoffs, and it's like if you're in that mix and you got a decent team, you could end up making a run. But then realistically, whoever they'd run into the West would I think would just probably be too much.
I was talking to a couple guys at work today about this. I said the Knicks have probably, if they got Levine, they would probably have the most superstars on their team with Randall, Brunson, and Levine. Like those
Yeah.
guys are like, they're just not superstars.
Borderline
but, like,
all-stars.
Yeah.
The best group of number 2 options in the league.
Yeah, they'd be great number 3s and big 3s, but
Yeah.
other than that,
Yeah, the Knicks have some guys that are like they are fun to watch. They're just not good enough to really be to take them to that next level.
RJ really needs to step up.
He's been so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to defend him for so long, but he can't even defend anymore. It's like it's just upsetting, honestly.
Yeah, I
as a
think his
Knicks fan.
I think his confidence is kind of getting attacked too. Just seems like I don't think he thinks that they really believe in him.
That's
Like
what it
he
feels
went
like.
into it as the second overall pick. All right, like I'm gonna get my feet wet first year, second year, kind of walk in and into that role of like being the guy, and then Randall and Brunson. Now he's like, all right, now I'm third option. And he just hasn't been living up to the hype behind him coming out of
Yeah.
Duke.
He just can't. But the thing is,
I don't think he is that guy, though. I don't think he would ever have been
No.
that guy, even with no Randall, no Brunson. I don't see him being that tier, of that caliber of player of being a number one, especially not in New York.
No, but the thing that's disappointing to me is outside of just how inefficient he is, it's the defense, because he came in 2 years ago. He was defending at a high level. Say he wanted to be an all defensive guy, and it's like at least if he was defending at a super high level right now, like you take the ups and downs on offense.
Did he get paid yet?
Yeah, he got
There
paid.
you go.
I don't think like RJ doesn't seem to be the kind of guy, at least that I had thought, who would like once he got paid. Like I feel like he wants to be great. Like. He might not be able to get to that level, but I've always felt like he wanted to. And now it's like he doesn't even seem like he's trying on defense. Yeah. And it's like he's gonna get traded this offseason. He's not gonna last in New York.
Next trade, obviously Russell Westbrook gets shipped out of LA. They get D'Angelo Russell back. Michael Conley goes to the Timberwolves,
Malik
and then
Beasley goes to the L.A.
Yeah, Malik Beasley.
Who was the other guy that was involved in the trade?
Jared Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Vanderbilt. Right.
He's nice.
He's a good defense.
Vanderbilt went to LA too.
Yeah.
Yep, I like that. Vanderbilt
Yeah.
plays hard. He's good. Juan Toscano went to Utah or Minnesota, one of the two. I think
He
Utah.
went to Utah,
Utah with Russ.
and then Russ is probably gonna get bought out.
So
Yeah.
He'll be a free
apparently
agent. Yeah.
The Clippers are interested in him.
well, they just
Clippers
signed.
and the
You
Heat.
saw they just traded for Bones Highland. I like that because I think Bones Highland can be I think he can be like a legit point guard in the NBA, like starter, like not 6-man. Like that guy can play, especially if he has Kawhi and PG on the wing.
He proved it last year with Jamal Murray out for most of the year. Like he played very well when he started.
Yeah.
Because you saw they shipped John Wall back to Houston.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
weeks after
He's
he
gonna-
said that
he's gonna get
organization
bought out
is
too.
trash. But the thing that confused
He's
me is
done.
like, why is Jay Crowder and Gary Payton Jr. getting 5 second-round picks, and then Bones Highland went for 2? Just bizarre. And Mason Plumlee went
Probably
for like
money-wise.
2. He
Probably
went
has
for
to do
like
with
1 or
money.
2 seconds. Like those guys are better.
Where did Plumlee go?
He
went to the Clippers.
He went to the
Yeah,
Clippers
he went
too.
to the Clippers also.
Mm-hmm.
He went to
They
the
got him for Reggie Jackson,
Yeah,
like
it
a
was-
second-round
It
pick.
was Reggie Jackson, yeah.
Okay.
And Reggie Jackson's getting bought
It's like,
out.
bro, the Clippers made some quiet moves, but the great moves.
Yeah, I like
Now
the
it doesn't
Bones
make any
Highland
sense.
move.
Like, what is Charlotte even trying to do? You got LaMelo, Terry Rozier, and Reggie
I
Jackson.
think they're gonna buy Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, they're buying him out.
But it just
Oh,
like
okay.
they just wanted to dump his contract for a second-round pick. I don't understand.
No, it doesn't make
He's
any sense
good,
either.
Mason Plumlee. He's not like a star, but he's a nice player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Then
solid.
Thomas Bryant gets traded after asking for the ball on the game-winning shot on the record-breaking shot. He gets traded the next day. Apparently, he requested a trade after AD came back because his minutes was getting cut. So he
This is
gets
bizarre.
he gets
honestly.
traded, and then they immediately bring in Mo Bamba.
Who
Like-
did?
The Lakers,
Lakers
brought
yeah.
him.
Mo Bamba.
Lakers
Brought in
got
Mo
Mo
Bamba.
Bamba.
Traded
too?
Pat Bev for Mo Bamba.
And did you guys see what Bamba posted on Instagram? Like literally like 10 minutes after he got traded, he posted a picture of him standing in front of a U-Haul, and he was like, "Thanks for the memories. Got to bounce."
Did you see the
Clown.
thing
Did
You
that
see what Pat Bev is on
Bev-
Orlando?
Yeah, I think they're gonna
He-
buy him out.
And he's already talking to Minnesota about going back to
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah, and you saw what Pat Bev said after the D'Lo move. He said, like best buds back together, some bullshit like that. Or the gang's back together.
Yeah. And then he said last night also, he's like, "Damn, Shams has been quiet." And then Shams broke the fucking he broke the fucking news that Pat Bev was getting traded.
StatMuse did a thing after the deadline, and they were like, Waj 11 wins, Shams 10, and it was the picture of both of them.
That news is funny.
What do you think about Josh Hart on the Knicks? I like it.
I like
I
Josh
think
Hart.
Josh Hart's a
Yeah,
good glue
I do
guy.
too.
I mean,
He's
I
a
think
good-
I like he's
I like
a
it.
guy that like going into the playoffs like you want, on your team.
Yeah,
You
he's
want
a
him on
good
your
player.
roster.
I know Portland loved him.
Yeah.
Bro, everywhere.
Yeah.
He was on the Lakers. He was on the Pelicans. Like, bro,
Utah.
he's been good. Yeah, yeah, he was on Utah, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't
No, I think he went
No,
to.
Pelicans. He was on the
he?
Pelicans.
He was on the
Yeah.
Pelicans.
Yeah, he
Yeah, it
got
was
traded
Lakers.
for AD.
Yeah, and the
He's
Brandon
like a
Ingram
great
deal.
rebounder as well.
I'm thinking of Clarkson.
Jordan
Yes,
Clarkson.
that's
Right,
yes.
right.
But did you see the video of last night? Jalen Brunson had his jersey retired at Nova.
Oh, he did.
So
And
like
that's
most
where
of the team was
yeah.
there, and like there was a video like behind. I guess he was like, I don't know, and he was just somewhere in the stadium, and his boy like broke the news that Josh Hart.
Oh, they're back together.
Yeah, it was traded to the Knicks, and he was like going crazy.
Pretty
All
cool.
hyped
You
up.
think he'll start?
Josh Hart? No.
I don't think so.
Be
I
a
think he'll probably
six-man.
come
Yeah,
off the
he'd
bench.
definitely be a great six-man.
Unless
for
they
them.
decide to move Grimes. I don't think they're going to take Grimes out of the starting lineup.
I don't think so either.
Did you see though too? Like Josh Hart tweeted maybe like 2 or 3 hours before he got traded. He was like, he quote retweeted Villanova basketball talking about Brunson. He was like, loved playing with this guy. Like so happy for him. And then got
Alright,
traded
Yeah,
to
they're
play with him
boys.
again.
And now
That's
Mikal, who's also on their team, is in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
And Josh
yeah,
Hart
yeah.
tweeted, he's like, "When we getting dinner?" He tagged them both.
Oh, that's cool.
They, I saw Larry Nance and Josh Hart, when they got traded, New Orleans and Portland, they just swapped houses. So Josh Hart moved into Larry Nance's house when he moved to Portland, and then Larry Nance moved into Josh Hart's house in New Orleans. They just literally just traded houses. They're like close friends, and like instead of like buying and selling the houses and shit like that, they literally just moved into each other's houses.
Yeah, that's sick.
Hey, you have a multi-million-dollar mansion? So do I. Let's just trade.
They probably both make about the same money too.
Yeah.
So it's probably similar
Yeah.
lifestyles. I guess they were living.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any other trades that happened.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that was pretty. Even though it seems
There's a
like
lot.
everything was just, people were just fucking flying around.
Yeah, I missed a lot of it. Fucking.
There was who was the player that the guy's last name starts with a V? He got traded from Denver to the Lakers. Also, he was the one that was part of the Thomas Bryant deal.
Denver to the Lakers.
Starts with a V.
I'm almost positive it was the Lakers.
Anderson Varejao.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were serious for a second, Sam, and I was like, "There's no way."
Oh, Pirtle got moved
Yeah, that was a weird one.
to the Raptors, right?
Yeah, they traded like a protected first for him.
Yeah, that's a good pickup for the Raptors.
Yeah, but
he's
at the
pretty
same-
good.
He's good, but
He's
at
not
the
going to
same
play.
time,
He's not going to play that much.
It's weird because why would they? Everyone thought they were like selling at the deadline, and they became buyers.
And he, I don't know. I don't.
They have, like,
he
the
doesn't
ninth-
like fit in that team either.
I know he's boys with Siakam. I think they're like best friends or something.
Really?
Because he was on the Raptors. He was in the DeMar. DeMar trade.
Remember? Yeah.
I found it. His name doesn't start with a V. It's Devon Reed. It was Thomas Bryant to the Nuggets for Devon Reed and 3 second-round picks.
Capital V, though, right?
Capital V, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
D.A. Vaughn. Theo Vaughn.
Apparently, Kevin Love is a potential buyout.
No, I saw there was a report that said the Cavs said he wasn't going to get bought out.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this. This is interesting. I think we could touch on this. So Kevin Love's on this, but this is the updated potential buyout market. So John Wall, Westbrook, D Rose, Alec Burks, Patrick Beverley, Terrence Ross, Nerlens Noel, Rudy Gay, Will Barton, Danny Green, Kevin Love, Serge Ibaka, Reggie Jackson, Dwayne Dedmon, Corey Joseph, and George Hill.
Who is Serge Ibaka on now? I didn't even know he was still in the league.
Oh, he's on the Bucks.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
That's like
But
I didn't know
he didn't-
Dwayne
he didn't
Dedmon
like-
was still in the fucking league.
he didn't
He's
like
on the
being
Heat.
there.
There's a few like
That was like a whole
solid
era
guys.
of players that like all played at the same time at one point. They were all pretty fucking good.
Can I see
Yeah.
that list? There was
I feel
another
like-
name that stood out to me.
I feel like if Russ ends up in the right situation, though, like he can go back to being the triple-double Russ in an instant.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Rudy Gay is still in the league?
Rudy Gay.
Yeah. There's a few guys. I know the
Jesus.
Knicks have 2 open roster spots now.
Well, they're going to have 3 if they fucking buy out D Rose, too.
Yeah, I just wonder. I could see them bring back maybe Alec Burks.
Carmelo?
No, I hope not. Danny Green, like he got traded to like Houston today or something. He was on Minnesota.
He's on Memphis.
I don't know why they got rid of him. I could see him going back to the Lakers.
They'd rather have Dylan Brooks chucking up shots.
But Will Barton can still get buckets. Terrence Ross is good.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's getting bought out. Where is he?
Terrence Ross?
Orlando.
Orlando?
Will Barton was
Yeah.
what, Denver?
Yeah.
Nerlens Noel, if he can stay on the court, he's a nice defensive center.
I've been saying that since he got drafted.
He was good on that. He had a good year with the Knicks that year when they made the playoffs like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm just fucking.
He was
with you.
solid.
Give you like 12 minutes a game.
Corey Joseph, he can still hoop. So it could be interesting. I mean, I think. So the Knicks need 2. I'm sure the Lakers will try to add a few guys because they just got some bums on their team still. But yeah, it was a crazy deadline.
All right. I think that's all.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff.
What
Go Birds.
What episode was that?
This is 22.
22, yeah.